What's cracking, guys? Omar Isuf here, back with another video. In this video today, I got a super special guest. I'm ready to introduce my first partner, Bobby Tran, my first lifestyle partner, my first workout partner. This is no joke whatsoever, right? From the University of Windsor, we started training.
And good old Forge days.
Representing the university. So this is true, is that we're one of the few, and we had some buddies also train. We identified, I think, things that made us a little bit differently, but a lot of people, when they lift a few years, they go to university, they get in shape, they get, they hook up, they do their thing, and then they peace out. We're in it to win it. We're lifelong lifters. You have a gym, actually.
A decade now.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years since I started lifting with Omar at the Forge. And the Forge was our university campus gym. That's where we first started the whole bodybuilding, powerlifting circuit, and we didn't really know what we were doing, but now it's kind of flourished into this, fitness itself has flourished into this huge monster that back then it was more of a hobby, more or less, for us, right?
It was so crazy, dude, and that's why we're going to talk about a few different things today, guys. First, if you guys don't know Bobby, if you live in Windsor, you should be going to his gym. You have some monster lifts. You got a 385 bench press. You have a almost 500-pound squat, 600-pound deadlift. You also do some weightlifting. You got like a 245 snatch. You've put over your head like 300 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In sandals.
Yeah, in
Sandal
sandals.
PB, that's where it's at.
Sandals, no less.
But like a hippie weightlifter.
we've been lifting for like a decade, so this is a long period of time. But what's so different is that we've kept at it, and what is kind of crazy is when we first started lifting, you described it perfectly. Some of these guys out there, listen to me, kids, you don't know how good you have it. When we started,
Cameraman too. You gotta listen to this piece of information.
Listen, man. I'm sorry. You don't know what it was like. What did we have, Bobby?
Struggles.
We had shitty magazines. Even on the internet, it was hard finding good resources. We're probably the only people that did.
The fact that you said magazines, I forgot about that. I used to get my information from like Men's Health, Muscle Mag.
3x10, baby.
What else was out there?
3x10. Oh, dude, they were all. So we were, I would say, and what makes it different and what's beautiful now about lifting culture, and that's why it's awesome training again with you here, man. You're up here for a seminar. Is you see kind of that innate passion that some people have. We just love to lift. We couldn't quantify it, and I think we both knew that, and that's why we started training together. That we didn't know, like, we wouldn't call ourselves bodybuilders. We just love to train, and we like to get better. We wanted to put pounds on the bar.
I feel like it was a subculture for us. Like, now I feel like kids want to lift because they can post stuff on Instagram, and it gives them this instant gratification, right? Whereas we didn't have Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all these different social media outlets. When we were lifting at the beginning, it was purely just for the joy of lifting.
And what's crazy too, as you say that, there was a purity and a simpleness, and I actually can say that's why I was great once again training today, dude. Of that enjoyment of doing, like, we would go and like we would train 4 or 5 times a week. We would train like 3 hours. We would just go nuts. That's why we're gonna throw up also some before and after photos of us. We always look so sad in our before photos. We both worked at the University of Windsor.
The sad part is my before photo was my fit photo.
No, dude, it was my fit photo. Dude, we both didn't realize that we got fat. For me, until my mom called me fat.
Clean bulking too.
Oh no, dude.
Clean bulking.
Why don't you share a few different things that maybe we used to do, people weren't aware of? I bulked on like 5,000 calories. I tried to gain 10 pounds a month.
My fondest memory of Omar was, so we both worked at this university gym as personal trainers, and my fondest memory was working behind the desk one day, and Omar walks into the gym like, can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Like fucking Santa Claus, okay? He's got this sack walking over his shoulder, and it's filled with, no lie, cheese. Just bricks and bricks of cheese.
I got a great deal,
I'm
bro.
like, Omar, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you eating so much cheese? He's literally just throwing them down the hatch, warming up, throwing a brick of cheese in his mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm clean bulking. I'm like, each of those has like 100 calories. I don't know how clean this is gonna be.
That was the phrase, clean bulking. If you put clean before bulking,
it made it okay.
Yeah, it made it fine.
You said, I'm like, oh, he's got a point.
Yeah, it's clean bulking. We had no idea about like peri-workout nutrition. Not that it's like super important, but like even like macronutrients. There's some stuff out there, but the rule of thumb, we had a lot of our friends, they played football, and the rule of thumb was like just keep eating honestly food, keep training.
Yeah, you want to get big, eat big. That's basically the mantra, right?
And I was told gain 10 pounds a month, so I just took that like as a thing to do, and so I gained those 80 pounds. You also did a clean bulk. I remember even like form and technique, when I say it's come such a long way, this whole lifting culture, where like we would do the bro bench press spot. We were probably the only like handful, maybe there's like 5 other dudes out of several hundred that train there that even try to do a deadlift, a squat. Remember, we had one rack at the Forge at the
One
start.
rack,
Yeah.
no platform.
Yeah. You couldn't do weightlifting or anything.
Weightlifting was like, we didn't even know what weightlifting was back then.
Yeah.
It was completely obsolete in terms of fitness in that gym. It's mostly bodybuilding. Like you come in, chest on Mondays, back and biceps on Tuesdays, skip legs on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No, dude, we were viewed not as being weird for training legs, but it's kind of like you guys are squatting out of the Smith.
Yeah.
Besides the football players,
There wasn't really an area to do deadlifts. Like you had all these machines, and we had to kind of deadlift in between machines, deadlift on like the floor where there was no rubber. It was a different world back then.
But I think the thing that has kept us lifting, and maybe talk about that, Bobby, is again that purity and the pursuit of just enjoying the process, and maybe that's what I want to share. Sometimes people would now Instagram, social media, they get too caught. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and like I hit. Thanks to my man Bobby here today, I hit a PR on squat 405 for 10 reps. Gotta really enjoy this process, the connections you make, the people you meet, all those things, the development maybe you make as a person. I don't know about you, but I feel I've learned shit from training, you know?
Oh, for sure. And I think most of my closest friends, like my whole inner circle, I basically met through weightlifting.
Absolutely.
Through strength and conditioning, through some source of fitness. I met most of my closest friends. I met my wife through fitness, right? So for me, it's like it's been such a huge part of my life in terms of my people that I affiliate myself with, but also just the way that I feel in terms of culture, in terms of my personality. I meet a lot of people that share my interests through this world.
Yeah.
Right? And to be honest, my life could have went a lot of different ways.
It's Windsor, bro. Could have went a lot of different ways for us, bro.
So, being involved with this really, I don't want to say saved my life, but definitely put my life in the right direction.
Oh, dude, I completely feel it, because I remember, I don't know if I told you this, I don't know if I said this out loud. So this is how bad it got, like with something like the party and stuff, is I had a full scholarship. I live with my aunt, as you know.
Yeah. I peed in her neighbor's yard.
Yeah, we there's a whole long story in the trees one night. So I had a full-time job, lived with my aunt, had OSAP that I didn't have to pay back, had a scholarship. Still at the end of the first 2 years, bro, I owed $12,000. So like things could have went a lot of different. There's a lot of, let's say, expensive addictions. Talk me then through, Bobby. We're gonna show the photo of you, kind of like your clean bulk, like where you're starting out and where you are now. You're in really good shape. What are maybe some of the best takeaway lessons for those watching out there right now?
For a big part of it for me is I thoroughly enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Even today, I got here, what time? 1:30?
Yeah.
It's almost 6 o'clock right now. We just spent 4 to 5 hours in the gym, and I feel like it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy the process of training, of weightlifting, being around this kind of culture. And for me, man, it's easy to thrive when you're around something that you truly love. So maybe the gym's not for you, but if it is, use that that's your passion.
Yeah.
Try and get into weightlifting, get into powerlifting, get into bodybuilding, whatever it is. But if you love it, let it completely consume you. And that's what, has made my life better for me.
Well, that's, I think Mark Bell has that great line. It's like, find your passion and let it kind of kill you.
Exactly.
And so I would say for those starting out there right now on their journey or whatever, something that I see it too often on maybe Instagram or social media, people get way too serious with their lifting, where it's like, this is my life, this is the, I'm getting so, and we may have looked sad in our clean bulking photos,
very sad.
But bro, we loved it. We loved the whole process. I love to lift. It was amazing lifting again. That's what keeps us kind of in this, looking forward to making that progress. I'm getting stronger, you're getting stronger. What are do you have any upcoming goals that you want to hit? You already did kind of the big numbers. 600-pound deadlift.
Yeah, for right now, in terms of numbers, I don't really have anything that I I have on the bucket list, but right now it's all about the business, just trying to expand my business, make sure my community's happy. And as long as I can get in there and lift for 2-3 hours a day, I'm good, man.
Yeah. Oh, exactly what you take out of it, like the putting all that effort, seeing it back, building that community, kind of what you're talking about. That's what was so cool, man. You came to Fortis Fitness.
You know what? I came here, I've never been here before, and it felt like home.
Yeah.
Just meeting the people, even just the way the room is set up, you know, it's got weightlifting on one side and bodybuilding on the other side. Like, that really tugs at my heartstrings. Like, those are all the things that I like.
This is me in a nutshell.
I didn't see one treadmill, and I'm like, this is for me.
Oh, dude, they're tucked away in the far corner.
Good.
But that's what I was gonna say. That yeah, it's crazy. Like, that's what you got guys like Halfthor came yesterday.
Yeah.
And he asked like what gym should he train at, and everyone's like, yeah, go to Fortis Fitness. And he told me, he's like, I think this is a great gym. Like, if I'm ever in Toronto again, I will for sure train at Fortis Fitness. It's building kind of that spirit, building those connections, those people.
It's such a good culture. It's strength culture.
Yeah.
You've got strongmen, you've got weightlifters, you've got powerlifters, bodybuilders, and then you have like the general meathead that just wants to kind of dip and dabble in a little bit of everything, which is perfect. I mean, if you're not gonna be a professional in one subcategory, why not do it all? Like, there's no one's there that says like you can't do weightlifting and powerlifting.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a battle, right? Like, you can get a little bit of both, best of both worlds.
Why not just be a professional toner, bro?
Toner, I like to call it professional meathead.
Oh, there you go. That's
meathead.
that's honestly a way better name. Until I get those strength levels, I'm just a toner, bro.
What about you? What's the goals for you?
I'm gonna go for probably 230 kilo 507 squat. I do want to deadlift. I'm keeping that one under wraps.
Yep.
Bench a little bit more. Bench not the 385, bro, but probably a 370 would be good.
Yeah.
End of the year, something like that, and then eventually improve the weightlifting and do a meet there. So awesome. it's that whole process that we talk about though, like just doing it like day to day. Loving it, keeping also a positive outlook. I find I get the best like PRs and training effects. Like when we were training at the university, it was always a fun environment. Like we would crank when we were working behind, we'd crank the tunes. You'd crank. I remember the Rage Against the Machine.
Blew the speaker system.
Bro, yeah, $12,000.
My first day of work.
You're just like, guys, let's get
killing the name.
Yeah.
30 seconds later, I'm fucking crying.
Yeah.
I have no money. Please do not sue me.
Yeah, do not sue me for this stuff. But it's like we turned on the tunes. We had that positive outlook, and so here we still are. And that's why maybe you guys can comment below how many of the people that you started lifting with, how many still lift. And so it's finding those reasons. So just kind of wanted to make this video, talk about also that transformation a little bit. What would you say, maybe two parting things when it comes to nutrition? What's something that you first wish we could have learned maybe when it comes to nutrition, and then training? Let's go with that.
For nutrition, for me, like, I think I've tried everything. I've tried the whole paleo thing, being involved with CrossFit. I've tried, clean bulking, dirty bulking, if it fits your macros, intermittent fasting, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
For me, balance has been the best diet, bar none.
Yeah.
Because I would find a little bit of insanity with any extreme. If it was paleo, I miss bread too much. I wanted my pizza, I wanted my pasta. If it was intermittent fasting, I just wanted to eat all the time. Nutrition just became like something that almost pulled me away from fitness. I didn't look forward to it. It was like a task. So once I started just not caring about how strict and stringent my nutrition plan was, just started eating, make sure I have my protein, eat healthy carbs, eat healthy fats. Every once in a while, have an ice cream, eat a large pizza, that made training so much more enjoyable.
Oh, yeah. That long-term outlook of just keeping things, as you said, in balance, that's kind of related to training too.
Well, I tell people, the mental stress of having to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli at every single meal would probably elevate my cortisol levels and make me fat.
Oh, dude, I
No
remember.
lie.
Yeah,
So.
That's why the cheese came in, bro. Because I was clean bulking. I would have olive oil on the chicken breast, 3 chicken breasts for one meal with broccoli and rice, and it was
That's no way
so
to
sad.
live. I mean, unless
so
you're
sad.
unless you're bodybuilding and you're getting ready for a show and you got like a prep and all this stuff, why would you want to live like that? You know what I mean?
So bad. And then maybe training, like, because you put up some very good numbers. Like, anything you want to say about training? What? Because we started. I remember we're doing the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. Our squats weren't quite adept at that time. Well, we sure tried, bro.
You know what? Strength is it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You cannot get incredibly strong overnight. Like, we've been doing this for a decade, and our numbers are still shit on by millions of people around the world.
Yeah.
And so people might look at us and say, "Oh, you guys have great numbers," but I could name off the top of my head 12 people right now that have triple our numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's strength, the whole strength game. Like, enjoy the culture, enjoy the process, but don't infatuate over getting huge numbers right at the get-go, especially if you're someone who's like a beginner. Guys that have been doing this for years, they know the deal. They know that a 5 to 10 pound PR on any lift over a year is good
sick.
once you get to that echelon, right? So, I mean, I think about squatting and how many reps I put under the bar. 10 years of squatting, I
Millions
know
of pounds, bro.
pounds of reps.
Yeah.
So it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. If you stay patient, enjoy the process, lift with like people who you really vibe with, find your tribe, and then man, like it's something that will last forever.
Bro, I just gotta say in closing, I love the Pamela Anderson shirt.
Thank you.
Giving a
This is
throwback
my-
Baywatch,
you
bro.
know,
That's
I
the
didn't-
PR shirt right there.
I didn't know how fancy we were gonna get, so this is like sub fancy but kind of casual. And this probably makes me like 3 or 4 friends everywhere I wear it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like I love Pam. Like I love Pam too.
You're
Cool.
like-
You want to be friends? Yeah. And then bam, 3 friends later, it's cool.
Well, guys, that is the video. Bobby, thanks, my man, for being
Thank you,
on.
man. Appreciate it.
Hey, I love to see that you're killing it. If you're in Windsor, I will link your social media
Yes,
in
sir.
the description. Check it out. It was such like a kind of cool, for lack of a better word, old school rush.
It's like a blast from the past today.
Dude, yeah, like the training environment, just everything, going on. And it reminded me the reasons why I love to lift, why I've been lifting for so long, why I'm going to continue to lift. I want to be that jacked granddad, just looking like all just swollen stuff, and everyone's like, "Who is that dude in
does he
shape?
do?
What does he do?"
Yeah.
Pilates, bro. Pilates. Anyways, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, make sure to like the damn video. I'll see all you
Please
guys,
do.
my rascals,
See you guys.
in that next video. Peace.